You want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth about sports in the state of Michigan? You've got the truth, all right. Can you handle the truth? Find out right now on the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast, the show that detects and provides truth, research, and statistics about the Tigers, Lions, Red Wings, Pistons, Wolverines, and Spartans. Subscribe to its YouTube channel at the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast and listen to it in audio form wherever you get your podcasts. Follow it on X, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok at Michigan_Truth, and like its Facebook page and know the truth.
Taylor Phillips here. We got a lot to talk about, mostly the Connor Stallion scandal and how Michigan got punished, of course. So, wowzers. Plus, the Red Wings signed a very good defenseman who's, I think, 34 years old. I'll give out his name momentarily, and plus I check in on the Tigers and Lions. So let's get to it right now. Let's get to the disclaimer first. If you can't handle any news, stats, research, or criticism regarding any of our teams, then stay completely away from the show, let alone its comments section at all times. So with that being said, let's get to our top story. The Michigan Wolverines football team has been fined at least $20 million, maybe up to $30 million, 4 years of probation, but no postseason ban whatsoever. So they get a break there. But Sharon Moore is going to be suspended for weeks 3 and 4. That's 2 games this year, and then 1 game in the 2026 season. No word on which game he's going to serve because apparently that schedule for next year has not been released yet. So Sharon Moore also receives a 2-year show cause order, but only during his 3 suspended games. But he will not be restricted outside of those three suspended games, meaning he will still coach. He will still coach the Wolverines fully when he's not serving his any of his suspended games. Taking a look at Connor Stallions, he receives an 8-year show cause order. Connor Stallions received an 8-year show cause order restricting him from all athletically related activities. Denard Robinson also gets a 3-year show cause order, and Jim Harbaugh receives a 10-year show cause order starting August 7th, 2028, after his 4-year show cause from a previous case beforehand. So that's 14 years total. A whopping 14 years total. Wow. The football program also received a $50,000 financial fine, 10% of the budget, and a 25% reduction in football official visits during the 2025-2026 season. Also, a 14-week prohibition on recruiting communications. There was overwhelming evidence of the impermissible scouting scheme. And the reason for no postseason ban, the panel is this. It's because the panel decided that would unfairly penalize student athletes for the actions of coaches and staff who are no longer associated with the Michigan football program. And that what that means is it's the coaches and staff committing those wrongdoings, not the players. The players had nothing to do with it. They were completely controlled to win the national championship that way. And in response to all the punishments that Michigan received, the Wolverines decided to appeal 5 hours after it received those penalties. Now, we did get some developing information earlier today. Connor Stalions threw his phone into a pond, and he admitted it. The NCAA stated that it may never know the full extent of the scheme or Jim Harbaugh's knowledge of it. And then Stalions called his spy network the KGB. Don't know what that stands for, but it's a nod to the former Russian state security and intelligence agency. The NCAA said Michigan was trying to gain a competitive advantage with its scheme, quote unquote, of course. I think that's obvious. That's the main part of the news about the Connor Stalions sign stealing scandal. Speaking of Stalions, he spent $35,000 on tickets in just the 2022 season, including, and he also spent at his time on the sideline in the CMU at MSU game in 2023. Harbaugh viewed Michigan's compliance office as the scum of the earth, meantime. But I want to go to Michigan's decision to appeal. They appealed when Jim Harbaugh got suspended for the last 3 games of the 2023 regular season, which was related to the sign stealing scandal. But guess what? Michigan won all 3 games at Penn State, at Maryland, and home against Ohio State. And Jim Harbaugh came back in the Big Ten for the Big Ten championship game. Michigan beat Iowa 26-0. They beat Alabama 27-20 in overtime, and they beat Washington, of course, as we recall, 35-13 in that national championship game. Of course, Harbaugh was being suspended a total of 6 games in the 2023-24 season. Yet the Wolverines won all 6 of those Harbaugh suspended games and won every single game and won the Big Ten championship. They won the game against Ohio State at home, and they won the Rose Bowl, and then they won the national championship. That's it. There was nothing left to win afterwards. That's it. The players still had to play their games. The coaching staff, the coaches and the staff, the scouting staff committed this. But that's why, of course, the Wolverines will not be given any postseason bans for any years, any amount of years, any amount of time. So what my point is, the reason for no postseason ban, the reason for Michigan, rather for Michigan's decision to appeal, they actually don't need to do that, because Sharon Moore is the head coach, of course. The purpose, there's no purpose of doing that. There's no point in doing that when they're not banned from the Big Ten football championship game or the college football playoff or any bowl game outside of that at all whatsoever. The Wolverines fought through Harbaugh's suspensions in 2023 and still won all their games, as I mentioned before, including over Penn State, Ohio State, Iowa, Alabama, and Washington. They appealed for Harbaugh's suspensions for nothing and still won all their games, so apparently they didn't need to appeal for Sharon Moore's suspensions and program fine. And Moore's serving less suspension time than Harbaugh to top the cherry on top the sundae. And we got breaking news here. Jim Harbaugh, according to Marlo Alter from the Detroit Free Press, Jim Harbaugh is refusing to respond to the NCAA's Michigan football sign stealing punishment. Again, fines could reach $30 million, but no postseason ban. Jim Harbaugh just decided not to respond. He told reporters, quote unquote, like I said to you last year, not engaging, unquote. He said, quote, I'm done engaging. That was it, unquote. So, yeah, it just says the same old stuff. That was Friday, August 15th. That's just last Friday. That was last night. In the preseason game for the Los Angeles Chargers, when they lost to the Los Angeles Rams at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. That was on a post-game news conference. So with that being said, I think Michigan will be fine, even without Sharon Moore for just weeks 3 and 4. Yeah, those are small punishments, just small. They get fined. Sharon Moore is going to have a show cause, but only when serving a suspension, which is 2 games this year and one additional game for next year. That's 3 total. That's it. Denard Robinson, 3-year show cause order. He's no longer part of the staff anyway. Connor Stallion's already resigned. So the Wolverines definitely sure as hell don't need him. And Jim Harbaugh, he already went to the Los Angeles Chargers. So this was already a new chapter from starting last season for the Wolverines with Sharon Moore as head coach. Sure, they had a rough season. They finished 7-5, beating Ohio State and Columbus. Shocking, I know, but they beat Ohio State four years in a row. But anyway, I don't want to waste too much time. But if you guys have any further comments about the sign stealing scandal, please leave a comment. Keep it rational. That's all I'm doing. If you're willing to, take it, if you're willing to handle the news, please hang in. So, to NHL news, the Red Wings signed defenseman Travis Hamonic, age 34, from the Ottawa Senators to a 1-year, $1 million contract. He's played 900 NHL games exactly and could fit the third defensive pairing and help kill penalties. He can block shots. Also, he can fill in the shutdown role, of course, as a defenseman. Not exactly an offensive defenseman, but he can block shots, kill penalties, and play the shutdown role on the ice. So hockey season's around the corner as well. And then a check-in on the Tigers and Lions. I'm going to turn the screen sharing on right now to show you the standings. The American League Central Division. Tigers beat the Twins 8-5. 2 much-needed insurance runs, including a terrible-looking throwing error by Topa, which sparked that 2-run insurance rally in the top half of the 9th inning. Kyle Finnegan got the save. Only allowed an infield single that looked to me like a fielding error on Trey Sweeney. Trey Sweeney, by the way, nailed an infield single, by the way. Speaking of which, to put the Tigers back in the lead after the Tigers coughed up a 2-0 lead, fell behind 3-2, but came back 4-3 and then 6-3. And that was 6-5, and that was 8-5. By the way, the Tigers need to designate Tyler Holton for assignment. He keeps up giving runs. He keeps giving up runs. And I'm sick of it. Tyler Holton needs to be DFA'd, period. So with that being said, the Lions, of course, lost to the Miami Dolphins 24-17. Defensive end Ahmed Hassanein left the game with a third quarter with an apparent chest injury, but they say he's out. Head coach Dan Campbell said that he's out for a minute, and then he'll undergo further tests. But that's all I heard. But we'll keep our eyes on this. I'll keep my eyes on this on Hassanein. So with that being said, the penalties Michigan received are fair because the Wolverines are not banned from any postseasons at all. Therefore, they do not need to appeal the ruling. Like I said before, no postseason ban. Sharon Moore only serves 2 games this year and 1 game next year, weeks 3 and 4 this year, which is very, very inconsequential. So the Wolverines will be fine. They will. For those panicking, they need to simmer down and calm down, okay? So that's what we've learned in this episode of the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast. I'm Taylor Phillips. Subscribe to its YouTube channel at the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast. Like its videos and turn on all notifications on the bell icon. Click or tap on live to find its latest full episodes and shorts. Also on Twitch at Michigan_Truth. Listen to it in audio form on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music /Audible, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, and Gio7. Also join its supporters club on Spreaker, just $2 a month. Follow it on social media on X, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok at Michigan_Truth, and like its Facebook page, also on Reddit at u/Michigan_Truth. Statewide business endorsements go to Cups and Donuts, Grand Traverse Pie Company, Meyer, J&H Family Stores, Positive Chimney and Fireplace, Rally House, Michigan and Rally House, Detroit, Jet's Pizza, Michigan's Adventure, Alpine Chocolate House, Subway, Hudsonville Ice Cream, Tom's Food Markets, Big B Coffee, Detroit Wing Company, Tommy's Express Car Wash, Simply Delightful, Tropical Touch Spa, and Main Street Rocks in Lake City and Durand. Main Street Rocks in Durand is also a proud sponsor of Swartz Creek Youth Baseball. Metro Detroit area business endorsements include Gino's Surf, Avenue American Bistro, Mocha Nut Donut and Boba, Modern 7 Bistro, Northville Sports Den, Union Barber in Birmingham and Ferndale, United Mobile Power Wash and Dry Ice Works in Southfield, The Spot Food Truck in Dearborn and Detroit, Athletico Physical Therapy on Woodward in Ferndale, The Blind Owl in Royal Oak. Cali Tickets, call 877-225-8425 or visit CaliTickets.com. The Jagged Fork, Goodman Acker Law Firm, and Northwestern Technological Institute. Local business endorsements include the B4 Foundation in Ithaca, Cadillac Grill, Cadillac Nutrition, Cadillac Horizon Bucks, The Front Porch Sutton's Bay, Creative Embroidery in Cadillac for designing the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast logo on my long sleeve shirt and t-shirt, Cuts by Melanie in Lake City, El Cilantro Taco Shop in Petoskey, the LC Tap House in Lake City. Also, Erica Nita of Traverse City Real Estate, Michigan Coffee Company, Northern Auto Lab, Pro Quality Cleaners, Raven Social Restaurant in Cadillac, Misaki Golf Club in Lake City, Bay Mills Resort and Casino in Brimley, United Food Service Solutions at Grand Ledge, Fletcher's Pub Texas Corners in Kalamazoo, Northern Star Event Rentals in Cadillac, the Food Mafia's Let's Roll that Roll Ice Cream in Cadillac, the Michigan Theater of Jackson, Yen Yoga and Fitness in Traverse City, located inside the Delamar Traverse City, Tees Tanning Salon in Cadillac, Hooters in Saginaw, Firefly Kitchen and Bars in Traverse City, Toy Town in Cadillac and Reed City, well, being with Catherine Palms in Traverse City, Spicer's Boat City in Houghton Lake, and the Sweet Shop in Cadillac. Until next time, stay on the lookout and remember that we always observe and detect the truth about our teams in the state of Michigan because the truth is everywhere. Ta-ta, hit 'em with a hind. Ba-ba-booey to y'all.